So, good morning, everyone. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Good morning. I hope you guys are all having a great Sunday, 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 Funday. We have many things to get to today. All right. First and foremost, obviously, I have to talk about that. The thing that I was just telling you guys about. And then second, did you guys see the Spider-Man? Real life Spider-Man? You guys see this? The real life Spider-Man who climbed 19 stories. To save his mother from a fire. Huh? Yeah. Yes, we'll talk about it. All right. Next. He also punched Jake Lang. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. You guys know. Some of you have seen it. If you haven't, I'm so excited to show it to you guys. Now, besides that, it's so funny that Hasan does anything and then people just get so triggered. It's so forced. It's so obviously forced. But I'm going to talk about it with you guys. And then, put this here. Okay, and then Hasan bad. It's just so tired. I saw the new Noah Samsen video I wanted to watch today. I wanted to watch it yesterday, but I just couldn't. I couldn't tank. And then some variety stuff. Eric Swalwell, the guy who was accused of a bunch of sexual misconduct, the Democratic congressman. Yeah, that guy. He had his house raided. All right. And then some variety stuff. Wait. Did you see Hutch quit stream after what Sam said about the DSA in Zeteo interview with Mehdi Hasan? No? Can you send that? That sounds fucking amazing. All right, let's go, shall we? Let's begin. We can't waste any time. All right. Here. Let's get this bread, gamers. Yes, this one. Perfect. Close these tabs. Correct this browser really fast. Okay, nice. And then we will begin. The Hutch clip. Sam Seder gave a take so bad, Hutchinson ended his stream. Sam has been covering politics for nearly 2 decades. How can he be this clueless? I noticed that I have this account blocked, so let's see the take that's so bad.
In the context of like the far right in this country is pretty much a genuine far right. Yeah. Like, I mean, internationally speaking, yes. You start to bump.
If he says that the far left in America is basically like a conservative in Europe.
Why'd you time out this chatter? He's just memeing around.
I'm going to end the stream. I'm not going to watch the rest of it because if he says that, guys,
up against fascism.
Yep.
You know,
as you saw
very quickly.
20 minutes in.
I got no problem with that. But the far left in this country is not communist. The far left.
It's fucking Scandinavian Social Democrats.
It's
look at his face. Look at him sewing. How could he say this? How could he say this? What the hell? Literally, the far left party in this country is like, we want to give you health care, child care, sick paid leave, checks notes, free and fast buses, rent freeze. Like, if you think that that's like, oh my God, the extreme left is going so far. It's like,
the Democrats.
Is this the highest resolution? 372p. I have never seen 372p. Hutch's content is so ridiculously wrong all the time that they created an incorrect frame rate or whatever. This isn't frame rate. The fuck is the word for this? Resolution.
In 1930,
That's true.
in the context of like
Soy's out of control because Sam Seder had the audacity to say the far left party in this country is like the equivalent of like Scandinavian left-wing politics. Like it's not anything extreme at all. And then he just turns off his camera and then ends stream, I guess. I don't even know. Oh, that's so funny, dude. Oh, Christ almighty. If people want some hopium on Angie Nixon winning Florida, she has a 29%, or which has a 29% independent voter base, 4.4 million voters. If she can turn out and win a good portion of that, she has a great shot since the Florida primaries are closed. 4.4 million are registered independent. 5.8 are registered as Republican, 4.6 are registered as Democrat. Yeah, so this is more than winnable. This is absolutely more than winnable. But like, Florida for a very long time has always been a purple state. It's only been with the recent rise of like, Trump being one of the only candidates to actually pretend to be anti-establishment that has made Floridians convinced to be right-wingers or like a red state. Question mark? What are you talking about? Stop question marking me. Question mark me again and I will insta-ban you. Florida has always been red. The fuck are you talking about? As someone in Florida. You know, saying as someone in Florida doesn't make your opinion correct all of a sudden? What? I lived in the state. Okay. If I live in California and say that California is overrun by migrants, you realize that doesn't make my statement correct, right? Like, just do basic research. Well, you know what? You are speaking like a true Florida man, but that also means your positions are more likely to be wrong, unfortunately. Sorry to let you know. All right. Oh, let's close this. What is 2008? Shh. Floridians are old retirees. They don't vote for Trump because he's anti-establishment. Also, independent voters are truly independent voters. Only about 10% of self-identifying independents actually vote like independents. Old retirees are not the only, and I don't even know that they're the primary voting bloc in Florida. I would say trying to court the Cuban vote is probably more important than trying to court old retirees in Florida. Famously, Florida was called a goddamn battleground state. Yeah, I don't know why. That guy's so like, it's always been red. It's always been red. It's like, what are you talking about? No, it hasn't. What? Do your research. It's like, what? Okay. Weird, champ. Okay. Hanging Chads. Yeah, famously, Al Gore and Bush fought in, checks notes, Idaho was the state. Yeah, it was that one. It was not. Yeah, it was actually, yeah. Should Angie avoid the national DSA endorsement? Absolutely not. No, she should champion a DSA endorsement. Let me show you guys this. Hold up. This is the perfect opportunity to show all of you. Pull this up. Where is it? No. Hold. Hold. Here it is. You have to understand that the median voter in America is legitimately brain dead. I want to find the full article on this. Let me see. Oh, I think it's this one. Why can't I find it? Okay, well, if someone else can find it, I would appreciate it. But let me just read this portion that was cut from it. In the week after the June 24th primary election for mayor, I was determined to meet with voters in conservative neighborhoods where Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist, had performed surprisingly well. In a Howard Beach precinct where Mamdani won, I met a couple who, despite being conservative, voted for Mamdani because they bizarrely thought he had run, quote, to the right of former Governor Andrew Cuomo, and also believed he was Italian-American as his name ended in I. And he was from Astoria. When I dug further into... Also, if he's from Astoria, you would think that they would think he was Greek. But let's just keep going. Mamdani. When I dug further into why they thought he was running, quote, to the right of Cuomo, they noted that it was because he discussed prices and cost of living as Donald Trump had in 2024. They both voted for Trump. They had a hard time believing Mamdani was a socialist because they believed socialists, quote, support making everything more expensive. This is why running a moderate candidate to appeal to Republicans and the maggots of our country is a fucking waste of time. Okay? If you run on good policy, they will vote. It's like, I don't know how else to explain this. I don't know what other words to use. Where is it? Hold up. One in 10 of the people who voted for Trump voted for Mamdani. It's almost like if you just run on policy that's like, hey, I will tell you to your face that something is not working, that we, the public servants, are not working for you, and I will try to fix that system that is not working for you. Wow, people will vote for you instead of being like, guys, why don't we just celebrate? What was it that McMallory did? She had like she threw like a party or something. It was so tone deaf. Does anyone know what the fuck I'm talking about? Was it a parade? It was a marching band. What the fuck is this? McMallory is getting dragged, was getting dragged on social media after dancing into the state Democratic Party convention on Sunday alongside a marching band. Following right in the footsteps of the queen of losing primaries, one account wrote alongside an image of Harris. But there was something that she specifically, there was like a way that she marketed it that was just terrible.
Welcome back. The 24-hour.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me back. I'm good though. You mean to tell me that people don't feel like that resonates with them? Are you really telling me right now that people don't feel positively about that? Wow. I'm shocked. I wish I could find what it was like this it was marketed as some stupid fucking celebration or something, and she's like, "Let's all be excited, guys." Article from the image. Oh, thank you. Oh, wait, what the hell? Atria, thank you so much for the link. Someone gift this person a sub, dude. What the hell? How did you find this? What the? I found the full article this was from. Oh, thank you as well, Contraman. Thanks, guys. What the hell? You guys are fucking sleuths out here. Okay, in the week, sorry, so that was the bit that I wanted to read from, but I actually wanted to read the whole thing. It's not that long. So, the rent may always be too damn high. New York City's affordable housing will take miracles and sacrifices to fix. And then this is the section that we read. This confirmed to me that the issue of affordability and the cost of living are not partisan. It is driving voters to consider whichever political stance they need in order to support, in order to hear the issue discussed. Housing affordability has been a major issue in New York City since I was a child growing up in Queens. It has driven thousands of people out of the city over the last few decades. It inspired the creation of a tongue-in-cheek minor political party. It is also what drove such tremendous support for a democratic socialist this summer in a city where democratic socialism seemed dead as recently as last year. Oh, Kryptonite, thank you for the gift sub. The average rent breaks records. The price per square footage in condos and homes in the most sought out after neighborhoods are well over $100,000 per square foot. The issue of affordability has become so endemic to New York life that candidates for office rarely talk about it in serious terms anymore. I mean, straight up, like, they don't even bother. Like, Cuomo didn't even bother to pretend to try and make the city more affordable. He's like, yeah, whatever. That's just part of living in New York. Grow up. It's like, okay. Oh, all right. No, for sure. It's not like people want housing or anything. People don't need that. People don't need housing. Wait one second. What are you, crazy? People don't need to live. They don't need somewhere to live. All right, so that was like basically the full piece. Okay, great. He was shitting on Zohran for paying too little rent. It was also really funny because they aired some of those pieces on like a national stage. Like Fox News was covering the Zohran he currently lives in a cheap New York City apartment, but the cheap New York City apartment in question was like, it was like $2,200 for like a 1-bedroom apartment or something like that. It was like something obscene. Let me see if I can find some of the articles. Fox News, Mamdani, rent stabilized apartment. But to everyone who lives literally anywhere else in the country, like, oh my, I forgot about this too. Wait, let me show you guys. Oh, not this. No, not this. Not this, not this. Here we go. Fox News airing this. Criticism over socialist New York City candidate Mamdani's rent-stabilized apartment mounts after ethics complaint. Also, let me just say, considering the fact that he turned down a pay raise of $300,000, I'm okay with him living in rent stabilized apartments, actually. If he's actively fighting to get other people a rent freeze and he's turning down pay raise or pay raises, yeah, okay, I don't see the problem. It's not like he's choosing to make more money and pay less like every other fucking rich person, like every other fucking multimillionaire or billionaire. But okay. But there was this part, here it is. Mr. Mamdani has said his monthly rent is approximately $2,300 for a one-bedroom apartment. Look, he's stealing. It's like, do you realize when you air this on a national stage, everyone just thinks, wait, that's supposed to be the rent stabilized? Wait, I'm sorry. $2,300 for a one-bedroom apartment is the rent stabilized apartment? That's still way too much. Wait, what? And then, take me off the screen. Sorry, my bad. But there was this also. I forgot about this. Do you guys remember this? I memory hold this completely. Jeffrey says criticism over Mamdani's rent stabilized apartment is legitimate.
And the state government.
Why is it so blurry?
Issue for the state legislators and the state government to work out.
Well, no, but it's a fascinating issue about affordability in this city, and whether there are folks who are living in rent-controlled apartments all across this city that effectively should be going towards poor people who need that affordability.
Sorry, I love the idea of like a poor person in New York casually throwing $2,300 on an apartment. Like, do you guys remember Cuomo's campaign being like, a single mother, a homeless woman, a homeless single mother could have that apartment? It's like, it's $2,300. No, she couldn't. What? What?
It's a legitimate issue that has been raised, and the Mamdani campaign is going to have to address it.
Well, I fucking hate establishment Democrats. The Mamdani campaign has to address the fact that he has rent-stabilized apartment, and he's only paying $2,300 for a one-bedroom apartment. Madami. $2,300 is more than my old mortgage payment. Yeah, it's incredible. All right, let's close this stuff. Close. Let me close this stuff. All right. No. Okay, perfect. This is for this. I'm going to show this in a second. In a moment. YouTube keeps recommending me this video, guys. So I'm done fighting the algorithm. Be hydrated. All right, I interrupt this broadcast with the worst people you've ever seen talking about things that don't matter.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, this obviously was so cringe it's gone viral, and it's really Jesus Christ.
It's gone viral. Meanwhile, it's just the same 4 chuds talking about it.
It's really not that drive safe. Oh, drive safe. Okay, now I understand it. What I find to be kind of weird about this is that, like, I mean, how is it that, like, Will and Cutie and Austin are sitting up there clapping along to this, right? I mean, like, it's pretty obvious that Hasan supports political violence, and whenever he's singing songs and dancing around about Charlie Kirk being killed, it's kind of weird to see them up there just, like, going along with it, right? Unless...
Like, on the one hand, I want to say it's bad faith, but on the other hand, it is genuinely just stupid chuds. Thinking that singing that song means that you are pro-political violence. Like, just think about it with some common sense for 2 seconds. He was going to debate Charlie Kirk, which would have been great publicity for him. And then Charlie Kirk fucking died. Like, that was bad. That was literally bad. And also, why would you want, if you are a major political commentator, to be okay with a world where people just randomly fucking assassinate political commentators? Like, that's also, on principle, you would be against that. Like, hello? So, also, Asmold literally said it's okay to make fun of Charlie in December 2025. Yeah, but nobody wants to associate with Asmund, so, except for that one chick who keeps making jokes about how he beats her. And he doesn't know that it's not because of the political violence or whatever fucking stupid nonsense he's talking about right now, and it's because of, you know, him as a person. But, dude, my eye just won't fucking stop twitching. It's so annoying. Sorry. Stop. What was I gonna say? Yes. Oh. The song is obviously set. Sorry. The reason why so many leftists enjoy the Charlie Kirk song is because it's funny. It's funny that people saw Charlie Kirk as like this Jesus-like figure, so much so that they're writing this like AI music where they're like, we have to carry the flame for him. It's like, I mean, no, he was just kind of some dude. You can be against just some dude that's like unironically talking about shit that's going to make, like, sorry, to compare him to a Jesus-like figure, or to pretend like he is a Jesus-like figure when he frequently talked about his neighbors in a way that was not loving, let's say, when he spoke in a very not Jesus-like way, the fact that Republicans treat him like he was MLK is absurdly funny. That's why people are laughing, because the song is absurdly funny. There is nothing Hasan can do to Charlie Kirk that would be half as disrespectful as the numerous Kirkification edits that I have seen on Twitter. I'll see like a Kirkification of like a GIF, and I'm like, this is from a porno. That's crazy that people are doing that. That's insane. So the pearl clutching being like, how could you do this? It's like, no one here is laughing about Charlie Kirk dying. People are laughing because the fucking song is hilarious, that anyone saw Charlie Kirk die and was like, oh, they killed Jesus. Like, are you, huh? Those people are funny. Those people are funny to make fun of. In the same way that, like, the Rapture people are funny to make fun of. The more they fake their outrage about this type of shit, the less legitimate their views become. Yeah, it's just cringy. It's so cringe.
They agree with it too, which is like, that's the only thing that I could assume, is that they're the ones that are agreeing with this also. Why would you do this? Why would you want to go on and make this a huge platform? It's a very weird thing. Really, really odd. You're doing a cancel culture though? Yeah, I kind of am, actually. You're right. One
sec.
You like. Who do I look like?
You like Charlie Kirk, bro?
He does. He does. You do. What do you mean? It does look like him. Here's my outlook. I've been making jokes about George Floyd for years. Why can't people make a joke about Charlie Kirk? Fuck. Like, it's one thing to be doing it the day he gets killed, right? But like people doing it now, like this is a while ago, man. Like,
and let's cut back to the fake outrage.
Agreeing with this also. Why would you do this? Why would you want to go on and make this a huge platform? It's a very weird thing. Really, really odd. You're doing a cancel culture though? Yeah, I kind of am actually.
You can't make this shit up, man. This is the reason why I find it hard to believe that Asmongold viewers have brain cells, because like I don't even care that he has atrocious positions. He's a hypocrite. Like, he doesn't even believe any of the things that he says that he believes, because he immediately rescinds it the second he decides he doesn't believe it anymore or doesn't want to believe it, even though he still believes it. Like, it's just like there are no principles, like none. Like, it's so pathetic. It's just so pathetic. He'll also permaban you if you point anything out to him like this in chat. Oh, Christ. Jesus. All right. That's enough of that shit. Well, let's close. Sorry, separate tweet. At the airport right now, got through security with no issue, and the white girl behind me getting a random check, and then it's the Mamdani son image. Asmongold would see this and be like, we need to find this guy's home address. We need to report him to the FBI. He's pushing for bigoted anti-white behavior. Comedy is illegal. Stop thinking that comedy is legal. Stop. All right? All right, let me close this shit. You joke, but both Chudman and the current FBI would do that? Yeah. Okay. Now, did you guys see Did you guys see this? Let me pull it up. Hold. I've been enjoying this. This has been funny. CLAV, Clavicular, saying, you need a tailor. Let me buy you a proper suit. Life-changing experience. About HASAN'S suit. Oh my God. And then someone responded saying, Hasan told me about this suit a few weeks ago on stream. It's made by a Chinese tailor that invented the Zhongshan style of suit. Regardless, it reads better than Clavicular's outfit here, where the tie knot is loose and the asymmetrical plus his jacket is pulling at the bottom. He said, that's not even tailored. That was an off-the-rack suit from Boss that I needed last minute. Let me buy you a suit. And then I saw the menswear guy getting into it as well. Let me find him. Where is it? Here it is. I do think Hasan could use a tailor, but I disagree with your reaction to that specific suit. And I totally agree with this. I feel like some of Hasan's suits have been questionable. I mean, some of his fits have been questionable. But I don't know that I would agree that like this particular one, I feel like this one actually fits really well. Like it's actually pretty well tailored. And then we'll continue. My impression is that Hasan's jackets just don't fit as well as they could because he has a very broad chest. In the first photo, you can see how the jacket's collar isn't seated correctly, which is causing the lapels to spread apart. And he's talking about this photo right here. And I would agree. This one is like probably way oversized. But, you know, I don't know if these are specifically tailored or not. But if you're going to go talk to congressional candidates, they should be better tailored. But I don't know. If you're going to go full suit arc, full suit meta, this one, isn't that his dad's suit? Yeah, but you can get your dad's suit tailored. It's like if you got your mom's wedding dress, you could still get it tailored. I mean, I guess if you really don't want to tailor them, then I don't know that I would. But anyways. Not if your dad still wear them? Oh, did he say that his dad still wears them? Oh, okay then. Then get one in the style of that. Anyways, whatever. We'll keep going. All right, sorry. As you can see, the jacket's collar isn't really seated correctly, which is causing the lapels to spread apart. In the past, I've talked about a collar gap where the back of the jacket's collar lifts from the person's neck. This can be easier to spot in two-dimensional images, but a correctly seated collar isn't just about that one part, it's about the totality of the collar. In the second slide, you can see photos of 4 men with similarly broad chests. None of the men featured in this tweet have a collar gap, but notice how in the second slide, the jacket's collar sits better on all 4 men. They come up on the wearers. Let's see this. Oh. Okay, those are all pretty clean. Let's keep going. This makes my brain sad. Wait, why? Completely different styles? No, I would say that like this one is like not supposed to be super fitted, right? But same thing with this one, right? Forget what this guy's name is. This one isn't supposed to be like super, I don't know what the word is, like cocktail party. Aquaman. Is it Jason Momoa? Is that him? I was going to say Jason Momoa and I was like, I don't know that that's him. I would say that this is pretty similar in terms of like, I don't want to say casualness because that's not accurate, but you don't have to be like, it doesn't have to be black and white to be tailored. Or like a cocktail party suit for it to be tailored well. Those images are literally airbrushed and doctored. I can't tell if you're trolling. I genuinely can't tell. I can't tell. All right. Continuing. Edwin Dubois, founder of the bespoke tailoring house Steed, once explained to me that this is an issue of crooking and straightening a jacket. I should warn ahead of time, this issue is controversial among tailors and notoriously difficult to explain even in person, let alone online. The issue revolves around something called the neck point, where the jacket's shoulder seam meets the collar. When drafting a pattern, a tailor can adjust the neck point and shoulder line so that the collar sits correctly for the person's build and posture. In the video featuring Edwin, you can see how a jacket can be thrown off depending on where the person has a prominent chest, an erect posture, or small chest and stands very stooped. You can try this at home. Put on a tailored jacket, suit jacket, or sport coat and throw your chest out like you're very proud. This will cause the jacket to be thrown off your shoulders. This is similar to what's happening on Hasan's jacket. To fix this, the tailor needs to adjust the neck point, which can only be done during the pattern drafting stage. You can't adjust it in ready to wear. Many made-to-measure programs, possibly even most, can't accommodate this. In the fourth and final slide, you can see Hasan in the Zhongshan suit, which is a traditional Chinese garment modeled after something Sun Yat-sen used to wear, which in turn is modeled after Gakuran's Japanese school uniform. You can see this. So you can see that this suit does not have this problem. Whatever you may think of the style, it is well tailored in a technical sense, which is exactly what I said. You can tell immediately that this suit is well tailored. The fact that it's fitted and it's flattering Because that's the point of getting things tailored, right? This is also parasocial. What? No, it's not parasocial because he's not talking about the individuals. He's talking about what they're wearing. He's talking about the objects. He's not saying this suit is disgusting because Hasan is wearing it. That would be parasocial. Discussing fashion and discussing, tailoring is not parasocial. That's just describing clothing. What? Huh? Continuing. The purpose of tailoring clothes is that they make you look better because they're form-fitting. And when you buy things off the rack, they're not made to specifically make you look as good as you possibly can. And then, whereas I feel like this one actually does. It's tailored very well because it literally was tailored. It was custom made. Like, so continuing. Whereas like this one is poor fitting. Unless you're going for like specifically like a, I don't know, 90s style, but he's not full committing to that. So, and even then I think the large suit would still have like the tailored neckline. But continuing. If the jacket's neck point were incorrectly placed, you would see the top few buttons start to pull. Instead, the body fits very cleanly and the front back balance, how the jacket hangs from the shoulder when seen from the side, seems to be correct. Many people nowadays use the term tailor to mean all sorts of things. For example, if they see trousers that are too baggy, they will often say something like, those pants need to be tailored. All they're really saying is that garment needs to be slimmed down. This is partly because their experience with tailoring is limited to alterations because they are mostly buying ready to wear. But tailoring isn't about slimming things down. Something can fit quite full and still be made correctly. IMO, it's useful to separate out styling of a garment from its technical construction / fit. I mean, yeah. Am I the only one that thinks it's a bit pretentious for him to be wearing suits around his house? I disagree with that. There was like, I forget who said it, but there was someone, and I'm sure like your therapist or psychiatrist would say about the same, but first and foremost, one, I know that this will be controversial, so I will try and phrase it in the best way that I can, but like it or not, streaming is his job, Omega Lol. Wouldn't you show up looking your best at your job, even if it is a job, Omega Lol? Second, this is me personally. This is why I like to dress up and get ready for stream and like do my hair and do my makeup. And it's because I feel like I'm fucking rotting if I don't do that. Like if I just, like there's no interruption. There's nothing that's like starting my day to feel like I'm getting ready. And this might, I'm pretty sure that this is like, again, most psychiatrists or even therapists will suggest this, but there's something very, there's a very large positive effect it can have on your mental to simply wake up and just get ready for the day. Even if you're not going to work that day. Or even if you just work from home. It's like self-care because you feel like you're getting the day started and you're making yourself feel good. And it's literally like a self-care routine. You're like waking up, showering, washing your face, brushing your teeth. Maybe you're like styling your hair a little bit, wearing something that, makes you happy, that makes you feel good. It's like, okay, my day has been started versus when you just like wake up and you're just like, you look bummy because you just got out of bed. And then you're like, you crawl over to your computer and you're like, okay, I guess the day's started. Maybe it hasn't. It doesn't feel like there's like an interruption. It's the same idea behind like having, if you work from home, having an office. There's like this mental separation between, oh, this is the workspace, this is the relaxing space. Same idea with dressing up or like getting ready for the day, even if you're not going to do anything. And that doesn't mean you have to wake up every single day and you have to get dressed every single day and do your makeup every single day and do your hair every single day. No, obviously have a day where you just rot max. That's fine. But it's nice if you're feeling like you're just in this rut where like every day is just blending into the next day and you've just been rotting for God knows how long. It might be helpful to wake up one morning and be like, you know what? I'm going to wash my face. I'm going to style my hair. I'm going to wear something that makes me look nice. And then I'm going to tackle the day. And there's like that mental break there where it feels like the day is actually correctly started. It's very good for your mental. That's why Asmund is the way he is. But actually, yeah. I do my makeup when I watch Denim. Oh my God, it makes me so happy. Also helps even if you're just job searching. It's a nice routine. Yeah, I mean, it's like literally like you can describe it as a type of self-care. Because there's something jarring about like, you know, when you walk by a mirror in your house, like you go pee and you walk by the mirror and you look like shit because you haven't, because it's been like a long weekend and you're like, oh, who is that creature? Whereas when you walk by the mirror and you're happy with how you look because, you know, you washed your face that day or whatever, or you're wearing clothes that look nice on you, you're like, oh, okay. Like that little like +1 mood boost is it's so big. It's so big. Or you can just stop judging yourself no matter what. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you notice how I said +1 and not -1? I didn't say you get a mood debuff by looking at yourself when you look a little messy. I said you get a mood buff when you look at yourself and you're really happy with how you look. Because you should do things that improve your mood. Like, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm so like absolutely done with this. Stop judging yourself. Never judge yourself. You should never be ever judging yourself. Like, you're the type of reason why, you're the reason why people use fucking ChatGPT. Because God forbid you ever criticize yourself in any way. God forbid. I have to talk to my chatbot that will tell me I'm perfect exactly as I am and I should never improve myself in any way, shape, or form. Okay, stagnate then. Become a rock. Do nothing then, if that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, you can go ahead and do that, buddy. You can go ahead and live like that. Now make like a tree and leaf, because this conversation is not for you, Mr. Well, hey, I like the bean soup recipe, but could I get it with no beans in it? Could I get it with no beans in it? Could I do that? That no self-criticizing over woke 1.0 nonsense is how we ended up with Trump. Well, I don't think that's how we ended up with Trump. Like, you can be perfect the way you are and be happy with yourself and always want more. Can you imagine if you were like, oh, let's get some ice cream, and you had like one buddy that was like, maybe you should just be happy with what you have. Maybe you should just be happy with what you have. I just don't know. Are you, why don't you stop being so unsatisfied? It's like, what? Why is improvement seen as negative? It's because there's just like a lot of people that have weird personal grievances about being criticized. It's very bizarre. It's just like, I just don't understand. It's so bizarre. Your value is not tied to looks though. I didn't say that. You're projecting. I didn't say that. I said having a self-care routine where you work on yourself in any way that looks good for you, that makes you happy. If that means shaving all of your hair, then do that. If that means like fucking, I don't know, growing your beard out, then do that. If that means like shaving your eyebrows off, then go ahead and do that. Do whatever you want to do that makes you happy when you look in the mirror, or makes you happier when you look in the mirror. I didn't say subscribe to every single idea of beauty. I have purple hair. If you think I give a fuck about what is considered like the correct standard of beauty? Genuinely, yeah, you're so intentional with your language when speaking about it. Well, because I don't want people to think that I'm saying anything other than that. You said clean yourself and this dirt monster got offended. I mean, I will say objectively, you should shower and wash your face and brush your teeth. Those things I will say are objective. Okay. All right. But everything outside of there, you should just, like, if dressing happy to you, or like dressing in a way that makes you happy is wearing baggy clothes, or wearing tight clothes, or wearing things with buttons, or wearing things with zippers, or whatever the fuck it is, then do that. I'm not saying you should subscribe to everything that everyone thinks, or that whatever is the current standard of fashion, or whatever is the current standard of hairstyle, or whatever is the current standard of whatever. Do what makes you happy. Denims, I can't shower. The data center needs water. True. True. Thank you for thinking of the data. You know what? At least you guys think of the data center here. Thank goodness. Thank God. That's bad advice. Follow other people. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, but never underestimate like the power of having like a morning self-care routine, because it really does like boost your brain. Having like a bunch of things that are just like plus one, like, I don't know. I think RimWorld is such a good example of like people, like what people are like. Where looking whatever doesn't mean that you have like a negative debuff, but you know, maybe showering that morning gave you a +1 buff. Video game is like real life gaming analogy, sorry. I also feel like looks maxing gave self-care a really bad rep. Putting effort in your looks doesn't have to be born out of self-hatred. Like you said, +1 with effort, not -1 without. Exactly. Eating without a table sends me into a murderous rage, for real, for real. Denim says, people are pawns. Also, looking and smelling good just does boost confidence. Really simple. It's just not complicated at all. Yeah. I mean, it's at some point, it's not even about looks maxing, and it's just about like, oh, I made myself happy because I did these things that I feel like improve how it's sort of, can I say also believing that like any type of self-improvement means that it has to be born out of self-hatred. It's kind of giving the dudes who are like the fucking, no, not dudes, the moids that are like, women wear makeup because they're insecure about being ugly. It's like, what? Huh? No. How many times do we have to teach this lesson, old man? What? And let me get this straight. You wear shirts that don't have holes because you feel like the holes make you ugly? No, it's because you like this thing and you like how it makes you look. It doesn't mean you don't like how, what? What? Man went from self-care is gay to I'm doing self-care because I hate myself and want women. Yeah. I put on makeup because it makes me feel good when I'm cleaning my apartment. Yeah, it's just sometimes you just want to do stuff that, you know, it's like, oh, I like how this looks. Yay. All right. But anyways, moving on. The type of shit people say that wear clothes that are rotting off. Dude, that shit's so brutal. Liking things is not allowed. Sorry. My bad. Apologies. I prefer to stink like shit so people leave me alone. Now, I will say that is valid. Now, that's a valid reason to not take care of yourself, actually. That's the only valid thing so far I've seen. Anyways, yeah, that's a cool post. But it's also funny that CLAV, he just doesn't understand what any other type of suit looks like except for like Western suits. So he doesn't realize that this suit is well tailored. Because some of HASAN'S fits have been questionable and some of the tailoring has been very questionable. This one is very well fitted. Oh, wait, I want to watch this video.
Of a jacket, of which there are 4. We've got the front balance, the back
Of course he's British.
balance, and we've also got the straightening and the crookening of the coat. Now, if a gentleman's got a prominent chest, he's very erect, he's going to need a lot more front balance. He's going to need more cloth from here to the bottom of the jacket than he is along the back. By the same token, if he's got a hunchback, if he's rounded back, then he's going to need more cloth across, along the back. You know, he's going to need more backbacks. And also with that, when a guy's got a prominent chest or is very erect, what he does to a jacket, he's throwing everything off. You know, he stands like that. You can see what's just happened to my jacket. It's all being thrown off me. So what you need to do if you're cutting for a prominent chest, erect figure, you need to cut a crooked cut. So you bring the jacket back onto him. And again, if he's hunched over, if he's got a round back, he's bringing the jacket all up on his shoulders, up onto his neck, and he needs to get it off of him. So you need to cut a straighter cut, so to get it back off of him. And the only way you can crook or straighten a coat on the jacket pattern is to move the neck point here.
Every time I see a good example of a well-fitted suit, I come to the conclusion that I just don't like suits. If Hassan's suit is an example of proper fitting, I definitely don't like them. Well, that's the cool thing about fashion. It's like, so much of it is subjective, which is kind of cool. I don't know. That's like the... Fashion is so cool, chap. I want to be more into fashion because it's just like the amount of love that goes into some pieces, or like the amount of love that like fashion designers put into things. Or even like tailors or seamstresses or whatever. It's like, I mean, it's literally, it's like an art form. The idea that you can put one article of clothing on one person and it just doesn't look right. Like something about it makes your eyes upset and it gets tailored and it looks amazing now. It's like, that's so cool. But then even the best fitting like article of clothing, some people are just not going to like it. Right. Like I hate how baggy tops look on me. I despise it. And I see other people wear baggy tops and they look amazing. And I'm like, I just don't like them. I just don't like them. I can't wear them. How the fuck did you get this username? Who did you fucking kill for this username? Obama. Just don't wear a tan suit. Speaking from experience. Sir, can you sign my drone? Oh my god, not the 9/11, the fucking Twin Towers in the background of the fucking, oh my god. I can't, dude. All right, enough of that. Okay, let's close all this stuff. I just thought it was funny that Clavicular tried to roast Hassan's suits and then got absolutely fucking owned by the menswear guy and was like, hey, actually you're wrong and that suit is actually very well fitted. This suit, on the other hand, is obviously not well fitted. It's like, that's amazing. God bless. Also, I feel like, let me say something else. I'm learning that some people be fake as hell. Okay? Because some people be like, oh, no, me, I love listening to people talk about their special interest. And then I show people talking about their special interest, and then people get mad. You're a fake lover of people's special interest. If the fashion guy has a fashion take, if the menswear guy has a menswear take, and he's talking about it in great detail, you're kind of a phony. You're kind of a phony to be like, no, I love when people talk about their special interest. Oh, You love when people talk about their special interest. If those align with yours. Phony confirmed. I only like my special interest. I don't actually. Well, I'm not talking about you fucking bean soup motherfuckers in here. All right. Okay. People don't miss an opportunity to self-soothe the resentment of wealth disparity. It's also like, you can get a lot of like well-fitted pieces without being rich. And also I would argue that a lot of things that are expensive are fucking worse. Also tailoring is not like, especially for getting a suit specifically tailored, it's like a one and done purchase. And when you have that one suit that fits you nicely, you can wear it to all of the events that you have that you actually really want to wear it to. And so, yeah, you spent the money on one really nice suit, but it's the same thing as like the boot theory, where if you buy a bunch of shitty boots, you're just going to spend more money on shitty boots. But if you can and you have the ability to buy a nice pair of boots, they'll last you forever. It's sort of the same thing with like a shitty suit that you get. It's going to look like shit. But it's also not going to last you, and it's probably going to pill really quickly. Can I get this bean soup recipe without the soup, though? Shut up. Buy nice or buy twice, which, yeah, I would argue if you ever have the opportunity and ability to, you should. But anyways, moving on. Dude, that's a great saying. If you can't dress cheaply, you can't dress well. I would agree. I think if you have to rely on rich people that have to rely on the most expensive pieces to look good, it's like, well. How much do you think it costs to get shit tailored? Do you think the average white collar... Wait, I'm so sorry. I love these people. You think the average white collar worker is getting a suit tailored? How much money do you think people have to spend right now? Are you being obtuse? It's the year 2026 in current time. Stop being a fucking piece of shit. Okay. I guess I missed the part where someone in chat said, everyone needs to get a suit tailored or I will personally melt you. I will put you in the poor person melting machine if you ever wear a suit that isn't tailored. I guess I missed that part. Must have missed that one. I must have missed that one. But yeah, I mean, I think if you have the disposable income to like buy like a AAA game on release, it's definitely worth it to once in a while get something tailored. I had a jacket that I really, really liked. Like it's like a nice jacket. And it was just like a little loose and I got it tailored and it was only like $40 to get it tailored. And they did an amazing job. Like it looks amazing now. That's like if I had spent that on a fucking shitty ass AAA game, I would have been less happy with my purchase. And it's a jacket I've had for like 5 years and I still have it. So like there are a lot of alterations that, again, if you have the money to spend on like a game once in a while, it's definitely worth it once in a while to like get, especially if you have something that you really like. Now, again, not every type of thing can be altered, but okay. Moving on. I have a seamstress who's a little old lady who's genuinely leagues better than the expensive alteration stores I go to. It's possible. Oh, I only go to like the mom and pop shops for alterations. One of the things that upped my game was buying cheaper but well-made clothes, getting them tailored. Looks better than unaltered clothes, 4 times the price. Yep. Well, yeah, and then obviously there are 2 definitions of tailoring. Alterations versus straight tailoring, but we've been on this stun lock for long enough. Mentioned this earlier, but as a suit guy, I'm positive CLAV is wrong about HASAN'S tailoring. I mean, he is. He's just assuming people don't know their stuff correct. Oh, just get the cheap, well-made stuff. Duh. I mean, as someone who spends hours going through, or going to thrift stores, you absolutely can. It takes a while, but I don't know, man. Pop an edible and have some fun with it. I don't subscribe to the ideology of everything is suffering and I have to view everything in the most suffering lens possible. I try to view things in the lens of, you know what, this could suck, but I'm gonna make it fun. I'm gonna make it fucking fun, even if it would normally suck. All right. On a similar note, getting fitted leather shoes was one of the best decisions I made. Expensive as fuck, but the best shoes I've ever had. Damn, maybe I should do that. I feel like shoes never fit my freakish feet, and they're never comfortable. Okay, but enough of that. Enough of that. Foot expert here, let's see him. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Chill. All right. Now, everybody, it's time. It is time. Oh, wait. Okay, if I can say one last thing on the fashion train really fast. One really, really fast thing. Well, actually, you know what? I'm done. No. I'm done. I was about to, and then I stopped myself. I was like, actually, no, we're done. Okay.
If you actually gave a...
Let's go. Deranged Israeli YouTuber responded to me. Let's go.
If you actually gave a fuck about Iranians, you would want Iran to be bombed. And of course, as any manipulative pro-pally would, he puts a picture of a clearly sick child who's very malnourished next to his fat mother. She has been yapping about a famine since 2023. The thing you don't know about Bisan is that she just keeps getting fatter.
لازم تسمعني يا أخي احنا قاعدين بنموت من الجوع.
So this is Mia Talias. She is an Israeli social media influencer who I made a video about a couple months ago. Well, it turns out that she actually responded to my video. As some of you may recall, she made it a point to stress that she is a very honest person.
I always hated liars since I was a little girl. I just couldn't handle it. I've always been like this disgustingly honest person.
And in this response, she restates this point again and goes even further to claim that she never, ever lies.
I've always been like this disgustingly honest person.
And is this...
Oh yeah, I have. It is actually crazy how honest of a person I am. And at the end of the day, I am the way that I am because I like to sleep well at night.
I just noticed she has not one large Israeli flag was not enough. She also needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smaller Israeli flags around the large Israeli flag. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. It's kind of giving, you know those people who have like a wall of crosses? I don't care what the object is. It always looks insane if you have like the same exact thing 400 times. The people who unironically do this, I don't understand. I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand. Second, I'm scared. Can you imagine walking into someone's house and you see this? Also, I know that there's got to be at least one of you in here that this was your home growing up, or you had a friend. This is like, is this not an insane wall? Classic, just going up to the second floor and looking at the beautiful decorations on the way there. One chatter said, my ex-wife had her house like that. Well, I can tell why she was your ex-wife. I can understand like a tasteful one, maybe two. But it gets to a point. It gets to a point. It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to say something controversial. It's not controversial at all. People who have pride flags on their wall, but they have 17 different pride flags. It's like, dog, I know you have other interests. I know you do. Like, what? Get a large poster of like Civ 5, dude. You don't need 17 pride flags on your wall. It's the equivalent. It's like you don't need a billion of the exact same thing on the wall. You can have some diversity on your wall, dude. Like, come on, man. What is this friendly fire? I'm helping you. Okay, I'm helping you. This is traditional Transylvanian home decor. The Civ 5 there is implied with the pride flag. Well, yeah, obviously. But at least it'd be something different. It's only 4 flag Denims, okay? It's not 17. I know a barista who makes it her entire personality and all of her art is coffee themed. It gets to a point, dude. It gets to a point, man. All right, moving on though.
I do not tell lies. Ever.
But after saying
it's giving Ethan Klein
this, she proceeds to lie about every single point, literally everyone, for 2.5 hours straight.
If I show a source from the IDF, which again, it's true, it's based on the field, we are the ones doing it, it's all documented. Anybody in Gaza that's ever faced some sort of hunger, you can blame Hamas. To find the pro-Israeli side, you really have to dig deep.
And this might be the best example I've seen of how if you want to...
You can literally turn on CNN at any time of the day to find the pro-Israeli side.
Defend Israel, you have to be fully dedicated to inverting reality, to living on a completely different planet. There's so much to cover here that I'm gonna have to break this up into multiple response videos, I think. And so this one will center on a specific topic, which is the lies that Mia tells to justify Israel's starvation campaign in Gaza. So first, Mia denies that a famine even took place.
There was a famine in Gaza.
There isn't. And there wasn't.
What is she basing that off of then exactly? Well, her evidence is of 5 Instagram...
You can't say Israeli crimes, dude. You can't say that, man. You've taken it too far.
Reels of
with your truth nuke.
Palestinians who are overweight. In her response, she just plays the videos and starts making fun of the people in them, laughing at them, making jokes at their expense.
أنا هيما بربخ من سكان مدينة غزة. لازم تسمعني أنت اللي بتشاهد الفيديو. لازم تسمعني يا أخي. إحنا قاعدين بنموت من الجوع.
He's been starving since breakfast.
Yeah.
Does she think that, like, if you put, like, a fat person in a room with no food, that they wouldn't die? I'm genuinely, like, asking. Like, I don't... Like, being fat doesn't mean that you're just never going to starve. Or you're never going to feel the impact of, like, a famine. Have you guys ever gone, like, accidentally gone, like, a day or two with eating basically nothing? And your brain, like, stops fucking working. Like, you're like, oh my God, like, you can't, you're like struggling to hear sentences. You're struggling to create responses.
Pretty disconcerting stuff. Her point here is that, you know, if there's fat people, there's no famine. That proves it. But that's not true. Famine, or IPC Phase 5, it has a very specific definition.
Phase 5 is a famine or catastrophe. And that's when the entire system has collapsed. That's when mortality rates are now elevated above what we call 2 per 10,000 people dying per day. When malnutrition rates are above 30% global acute malnutrition. And when food consumption is so bad that over 20% of the population in any given area are just not able to even eat enough food to sustain themselves.
So notice in that classification that there's no requirement that everyone looks like skin and bones. The post that Mia is citing here, where she's making fun of this man who's talking about his people being starved to death, it's dated August of 2025. And what was happening in August of 2025? Well, that's the month that the IPC declared the famine in Gaza. And at the time, because it was a famine, people were starving to death every single day. In that month alone, nearly 200 people died due to malnutrition, and 103 of those people were children.
It is a famine. The Gaza famine.
Also, other scholars have already talked about this, but if you wanted to destroy Hamas's legitimacy in Gaza, part of the process of that would be flooding the zone with food. Because if Hamas had no power over the food because there was no black market or shortage of food, and people had so much food that it wasn't a problem anymore, that would solve that problem. Oh, they're going to make bread rockets. They're going to make beef rockets with those. Like, the insanity that you have to take yourself to be so pro-starving a group of people is just insane.
The IPC classification of famine only happens when 3 thresholds are met: extreme food deprivation, acute malnutrition, and starvation-related deaths. All 3 have now been breached in Gaza City.
By the end of September 2025, famine is projected to further expand to the governorates of Deir el-Balah and Khan Yunis.
Today's report confirms our worst fears, that children's diets have collapsed, with basic nutrition out of reach for most.
More than 12,000 children were identified as acutely malnourished. It was the highest monthly figure ever recorded, and a 6-fold increase since the start of the year. Hunger and malnutrition are not only about empty stomachs. It weakens bodies, fuels disease, cripples health systems, and robs children of their future.
It is a famine that we could have prevented if we had been allowed. Yet food stacks up at borders because of systematic obstruction by Israel. Enough. For humanity's sake, let us in.
And I actually presented this fact that the IPC ruled a famine in Gaza in my first video. And how does Mia deal with that? Well, let's just watch.
The IPC, the highest governing body tasked with determining famine levels, declared a famine in Gaza. Hundreds of people starved to death.
Words, 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 blah, 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 blah.
Hundreds of...
So, yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you ignore what the words in the sentence mean, they're just words, I guess. I guess that's how that works,
Yeah,
man.
that's pretty self-explanatory. Literally just plugging her ears and closing her eyes and going la 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 la.
Blah, blah, blah.
And as soon as you see this, the rest of the video is so hard to watch because she's using these like demonic arguments that are also disproven by the report that she refused to engage with. You're being manipulated by images of starving children because some of those children that are starving are also sick.
And of course, as any manipulative pro-pally would, he puts a picture of a clearly sick child who's very malnourished next to his fat mother.
I can't do it.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Fat mother, and it's a normal looking woman. This is giving the free press talking about how photos of children who were dealing with debilitating illnesses were also dealing with malnutrition. And I know that this is a shocking idea. But if you're already immunocompromised or already dealing with chronic health issues, a lack of nutrition will worsen that situation. And those would be the children that would be the most vulnerable when there is a lack of nutritious food. You don't magically stop being malnutrition, or I guess you don't magically stop dealing with malnutrition because you're dealing with other illnesses. It would be the opposite. So there's like, well, they're doing this to trick you into caring about the fact that the children aren't getting food because they're using a particularly emaciated child. It's like, do you hear yourself? Oh, okay. I wonder why the adult who weighs 3 times more than the child starves quicker than the small child.
Dude, I can't. The sound effects, the Pixar grin. It's not just like being confidently wrong. It's being confidently literal Hitler. This is a common method of starvation denial, right? I actually just saw
Slower
Van
whoops.
Jones,
Yeah.
the
I figured that's what you meant.
former CNN anchor, making this point.
You have legacy media that's also terrible and falling for nonsense.
Right.
For instance, the picture that broke everybody's heart of the so-called starving baby turned out to not be a starving child. They cut.
Yes, he was. He was also starving. Fuck you, Van Jones. The child was also malnourished as well as being ill. Fucking scumbag. The argument of, hey, that kid's only wasting away because we're also denying them medication in addition to food is so fucking gross. It's just such a fucking scumbag fucking...
out the full image that showed the sibling perfectly fine. That child had a genetic issue.
Perfectly fine is like amazing. It's actually like amazing. The idea that if you experience malnourishment, you need to look appropriately malnourished. I have no words. It's just, it's so like...
It was not being starved by Israel.
But it's on its face.
Can I also just say the descriptor of it was not being malnourished? Can you hide the fact that you don't view Palestinians as people any worse? It was not being starved. Listen, I can understand people describing animals and being like, what is it? What type of cat is that? What type of cat is that? What type of cat is it? Because they're kind of creatures, you know? I'm like, I feel that. I think that that's reasonable. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. A human being describing them as it. Okay. All right. The sick, starving kid wasn't skinny enough. Cats respect it, that pronoun. Okay, especially if you have an orange cat. Orange cats are definitely it. What is it doing? Oh, that's just the creature. You just ignore him. Hmm? What do you... Oh, no. It always does that. It's like, what? Orange cats are just eldritch beings? Yeah. Yeah. But I love it. It's great. A great little creature. It refers to the singular brain cell.
Totally monstrous, because in every case of famine, the first people to die from starvation are people with pre-existing conditions and illnesses, especially if they are children. So the fact that the children that are malnourished, as she says,
very malnourished,
are also sick children, it just kind of proves the point, right? The image in the thumbnail is of Muhammad al-Mutawak. His condition was described by NPR as being nearly all bone, with protruding eyes, a swollen stomach, and a spine so sharp and so defined it seemed it might poke through his thin skin. So that was the result of his 30-year-old mother being too malnourished herself to produce breast milk, and the restrictions on entry making it so that baby formula was unavailable. A widow, Al-Mutawak, went from hospital to hospital looking for food or milk to offer Muhammad and her other child, his 5-year-old sister, but says she has been unable to find any. The one remaining pediatric ward treating malnutrition in Gaza closed down this month, citing a lack of food and medical supplies. Mia's next defense of the deliberate starvation of children is suggesting that the images showing their hunger are not actually real because they're being staged.
Could you quickly tell me what this is? Quickly, if you could tell me what the fuck is this?
The caption says, Gaza aid scam caught again. Hand out food, smile for camera, take it all back the second filming stops.
Yeah, I can explain what that is. That's an aid worker filming promotional material for social media to help with donations so that they can purchase goods and feed starving people, hopefully. The reason they have to film things like this is partly because when they tell the world that they're being starved, the world doesn't believe them, and the reason they don't believe them is because of people like you. And that other photo you showed of what you refer to as staged Hamas propaganda, that's actually just a barrier between the starving people and the people who give the starving people aid in their pots. The photographer is documenting the scene from behind the barrier. At every humanitarian aid site, especially at this time, they needed barriers because so many people were starving and so few organizations actually had food that people were literally clamoring over one another to hopefully get some kind of food so their families would not starve to death. Again, the evidence she's using to deny that a famine took place is evidence of famine. And from here, she moves on to another classic, which is, you know, Hamas. Hamas is stealing aid.
But there was a famine in Gaza.
There isn't. And there wasn't. And anybody in Gaza who is starving is because of Hamas.
It's like, you get, okay, can I say that I feel like a lot of people will sometimes overuse that one image that's like the abuser textbook or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, it didn't happen, and if it did happen, it's this, and blah, blah. You guys know what I'm talking about? Narcissist prayer, is that what it's called? Let me look it up. It's kind of incredible to unironically do this meme and not think that you're the bad guy. The starvation isn't happening, and if it is happening, they're not even starving that bad because they're still fat. And if they're starving despite being fat, well, it's because of Hamas. It's like, here's my thing. If starvation wasn't their goal, then why salt the earth, kill their livestock, and burn down the orchids? Orchards. Orchards. Yeah, I think like the best way to talk to someone who doesn't really know anything about the conflict is to talk about the West Bank and to talk about the settlements in the West Bank and to talk about the checkpoints in the West Bank and to talk about the treatment of Palestinians in the West Bank, constantly being denied the same basic rights that Israelis are provided, to talk about the fact that Palestinians need permits to use certain roads, because they are second-class citizens in the state that they live in. To talk about the fact that settlers and IDF members alike will stalk and kill Palestinians in the West Bank, who, according to mainstream media, should have nothing to do with Hamas. And yet those people are still unfairly subjugated to cruel treatment. Because there's no defense for that. Everything Gaza related, oh, it's Hamas, it's Hamas, it's Hamas. So what about like the West? What about the people that are living in the West Bank that have a checkpoint outside their house, that aren't allowed to leave their house without getting permission, that aren't allowed to use certain roads, that aren't allowed to be on certain streets? Hamas also did that? Okay. All right. And Hamas forced them to, let me get this straight here, burn down all of the olive trees in the West Bank because they belong to Palestinian farmers. Could you explain to me the math behind that? Because I'm just like, I'm not really understanding why this olive farmer had his entire field burnt down in the West Bank because of Hamas. Like, I'm not really seeing the connection there. Okay.
Hamas is stealing the aid. Anybody in Gaza that's ever faced some sort of hunger, you can blame Hamas.
How convenient for Israel that they can just do that. Again, just lying, right? There's no evidence to suggest that Hamas has been systematically stealing any kind of aid going into Gaza. And that's not according to Hamas. That's according to Israel and the United States. For nearly 2 years, Israel has accused Hamas of stealing aid provided by the United Nations and other international organizations. The government has used that claim as its main rationale for restricting food from entering Gaza. But the Israeli military never found proof that the Palestinian militant group had systematically stolen aid from the United Nations, the biggest supplier of emergency assistance to Gaza for most of the war, according to 2 senior Israeli military officials and 2 other Israelis involved in the matter. In fact, the Israeli military officials said the UN aid delivery system, which Israel derided and undermined, was largely effective in providing food to Gaza's desperate and hungry population.
Well, Noah Samsen, did you consider that evidence is antiseptic? Yeah.
According to the US aid review, of the 156 incidents of theft or loss of aid in between October 2023 and May 2025, they recorded 0 reports alleging that Hamas benefited from US-funded supplies. The report did implicate Israel, though. At least 44 of the 156 incidents where aid was stolen or lost were either directly or indirectly caused by Israeli military actions. Again, this is the United States saying this, right? Israel's greatest ally, the country that funded and is funding and defending tooth and nail the genocide Israel's committing. Does Mia engage with any of this information, any of these reports? No, of course not. Instead, she offers her, again, bulletproof evidence of Instagram reels, just like a handful of unverified, unsourced Instagram reels showing footage of groups of armed men in and around humanitarian aid trucks.
You see the Hamas members sitting on top with their pew-pews. Do you hear the gunshot? Here is some more Hamas aid takeovers.
So given the lack of evidence that Hamas is stealing aid, drawn from sources that have every incentive to lie about that, what do these videos actually show? And well, because they're, just pulled from some random Instagram reel, it's not entirely clear, but there's a few possible explanations. Hamas isn't the only...
What was it that Ethan Klein was watching from HASAN'S stream? And he mistook he thought it was Hamas or something, or he thought it was like Israelis peacefully protesting. Meanwhile, they were actively trying to deny Palestinians food.
Armed group inside of Gaza. There are other armed groups. This includes the criminal gangs that are collaborating with Israel, like Yasser Abu Shabab's Popular Forces or Rami Hillis's Popular Defense Forces. And unlike Hamas, these groups have been documented repeatedly stealing aid, and they do so in areas under Israeli control because Israel allows them to do this. Israel helps them.
It was the settlers that were destroying the aid, and Ethan said that they were doing charity. Oh, thank you, Oberga. I was about to look for it manually, but when Israelis destroy aid, Ethan calls them benign dudes doing charity. When Palestinians protect aid, Ethan calls them terrorists and says that they are stealing it. This is just straight up racism.
Douchebags in the background.
Like these are just dudes standing back there.
Entirely
Like,
comprised of messy.
And this is an ongoing like joke with this community. These are just fucking benign dudes. Just I don't know what the fuck they're doing. It looks like they're doing charity or something. It looks like they've got water or boxes or something, like they're helping. And he's going, "Oh, look at these inbred fucks." It's like, bro, who are you? What are you? Who are you? Like, how dare you?
I forgot how bad this fucking clip is. Jesus Christ.
Guys, the Israeli police is investigating the attack on the Gaza aid convoy.
Israeli security forces are paid to stop this happening. They either could not or would not, but clearly did not prevent Israeli settlers attacking an...
But like that should show you everything you need to know about his bias, that he sees Israelis standing around. He's like, well, they're obviously not evil, so they must be doing good things because they're the good guys. Meanwhile, like I think this is from the same time period. Israeli protesters block aid trucks destined for Gaza. And you can see the caption here is the description here. Israeli protesters blocked aid trucks destined for Gaza on Monday, throwing food packages onto the road, ripping bags of grain open in the occupied West Bank. Watch the Israeli protesters stomp on aid packages destined for Gaza. I don't know why this video isn't playing. Fucking disgusting, dude. I guess I must have missed the fact that the BBC is Hamas. Also, the Washington Post, which reported on this, is Hamas. It's the same exact event. That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't 100%. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is helping. Yeah, I actually go to my local food bank and then I burn everything to the ground and then I say, I'm helping. Like, how sick do you have to be? How much of a fucking sick person do you have to be to see food go to people who are starving and be like, let's burn it. Let's throw it on the ground and stomp on it. It's like...
aid convoy yesterday from the West Bank bound for Gaza, where, say aid agencies, hundreds of thousands of civilians face famine.
But during the unloading and loading, settlers attacked these trucks, destroying the products and burning them in a systematic act of sabotage.
A continuation of images seen yesterday as settlers destroyed food at the same crossing point.
Ethan, when Palestinians protect aid. HASAN'S friends at Hamas are videoed here, dressed as aid workers, stealing aid to sell back to Gazans' Way to Go team. This picture debunks Israel's recently released video of those armed men in yellow vests claiming they were Hamas militants posing as aid workers. Those are Abu Ghasib, Clan members providing security to truck convoys to prevent looting. The Clan actually has no connection to Hamas whatsoever. They wear those distinctive vests so that Israeli drones would see them and not bomb them. Oh, okay. Don't attack the proud Israeli tradition of stomping on your neighbor's food. That's racist. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's racist of me to not consider the long-standing tradition of destroying food. And I should be more aware that different cultures are different and stop being so judgmental.
In November, nearly 100 UN trucks carrying enough flour to feed 2/3 of Gaza's population for 1 week were looted by organized criminal gangs. An internal United Nations memo obtained by the Washington Post revealed the UN believes the gangs have likely been benefiting from a passive, if not active, benevolence, even protection from the Israeli military.
Basically, every time Israel came under intense pressure to allow food into Gaza, they would allow the food, but unleash these gangs to come out and loot it immediately.
Netanyahu has admitted this, like it's not a secret.
It's the first time Benjamin Netanyahu has publicly admitted to Israel aiding armed Palestinian groups in Gaza.
On the advice of security officials, we activated clans in Gaza that oppose Hamas. What's wrong with that? This is only good and saves the lives of IDF soldiers.
In one of the posts Mia shares, the caption reads, "Either I bring food and flour for my family, or I die today waiting in front of the aid trucks." Israel killed nearly 2,000 Palestinians during the aid massacres in Gaza, the Hunger Games style horror scenes where they were systematically shooting and killing large crowds of starving people that were sprinting towards.
Noah, please, this is the most moral army, okay? They were obviously just pranking them when they said, here, come get the flour, now we're gonna kill you all. That was like a prank, okay? And if you were Israeli, it would have been very funny. But because you're like a human being with empathy, instead of like a fucking freak that thinks Palestinians aren't people, you don't think it's funny. It just like,
The Gaza so-called Humanitarian Foundation aid sites, mass murder of starving people, some of the most horrific scenes I've ever seen in my life happening live.
They queued all night, desperate for food, and came under fire. More than 60 people reported killed, eyewitnesses say by Israeli gunfire and weaponized drones, in separate deadly incidents during a week of aid chaos in Gaza. The victims, Palestinians traveling to depots they were told would provide help, aid stations set up by the Israelis and backed by the US. A system that began under a cloud of controversy and criticism and is now at the center of 2 mass killings.
And so any reference to being shot at near an aid truck is not about Hamas. That's Israel. And this is confirmed in the post, actually. I didn't see this, but in the description, they talk about drones. Only one party in the conflict uses drones to kill Palestinians, and it's not Hamas. And the other videos that Mia shares here don't even show aid trucks being robbed. They just show armed men riding on the trucks, which is most likely Palestinians guarding the aid from looting by the gangs that are backed by Israel. Because of this looting, the trucks needed protection, and that protection was offered by Gaza police forces, as well as local family clans that have small arms. The Abu Mugib Clan Youth Association, for example, that's a large family network in Gaza. They've shared footage publicly securing aid in commercial trucks from the crossings to the warehouses, protecting drivers, preventing looting, and coordinating distribution with other families. International organizations such as World Central Kitchen and the World Health Organization asked us to secure the delivery of their aid. After we succeeded, our family-based group was formally established to serve that purpose. And these families, along with the Gaza police, the ones who are protecting the food, are the ones that Israel is killing systematically.
A Gaza market on May 29th. Armed men steal any food they can find. The same location moments later. An Israeli strike targeting the Hamas security forces who'd been sent to stop the looting.
Just yesterday, Israel bombed a Gaza police station and killed 8 officers, along with a 13-year-old girl. Mia has this story entirely backwards. And from there, the lies just continue. They get even more ludicrous. So she ends up actually defending the idea of closing off all humanitarian aid into Gaza.
Because Israel continues to block trucks of humanitarian aid at the border.
As we fucking should. See, here's the thing. I wish we genuinely did that. We shouldn't stop it for a short while. We should stop it altogether.
With the
Sorry, I was muted. Who was it? I don't think it was Ben Gavir, but maybe it was, that said, no food, water, electricity, internet. We have to raise Gaza to the ground. It was either Ben Gavir or Yoav Galant. I forget which one of those fucking sick, demented freaks was, which one of those fucking genocidal maniacs it was. Maybe that one was Galant. I'm sure, honestly, I'm sure at some point they've both said it, so who gives a fuck? That was on October 9th. I mean, yeah. It's just
claim that Palestinians don't actually get any aid at all anyways.
And again, you don't understand how to fight these people. At the end of the day, this aid doesn't get to the Gazans. When we stop the aid, it's to stop the aid from going to Hamas. They're the only ones who take it anyway. So either way, the civilians are not getting the aid, right? So if we stop the aid trucks, it's not stopping them from getting to civilians because they don't get there anyway.
Before October 7th, over 80% of the population of Gaza relied on humanitarian aid to survive. That number is currently 95%, and it should be obvious why Israel has totally decimated Gaza, including its internal food production capabilities, razing farmlands, killing fishermen, and destroying fishing boats.
For generations, Gaza's farmland has been a lifeline, fertile fields sustaining a population under siege. But now...
Give me 1 second, sorry, I have to pee.
That lifeline is being erased. According to Gaza's agriculture ministry, Israel's military operations have devastated over 70% of the strip's agricultural land, a loss of more than 12,000 hectares. The destruction has caused over $1.3 billion worth of damage, making this one of the worst agricultural disasters in Gaza's history.
I raised this point in my video actually, and Mia responded to it, and her response is genuinely jaw-dropping.
Hundreds of thousands more were and remain without adequate food. And all the infrastructure for internal food production, like farms and fisheries, has been destroyed by Israel.
Oops! Don't start a war with us!
In Mia's video, there are a handful of moments like
it's always baffling to me how evil, how openly evil Israelis will speak and act. Like, there isn't even this, there's this like attempt at civility among Americans. Obviously, there are lots of racist, evil Americans. I'm not going to deny that. But there are also plenty of Americans that when they talk about atrocities that America has committed, they're like, well, we had to do that. Like, obviously, we wouldn't want to do that. We didn't want to nuke Japan twice, but it was for the good of everyone to get the war to end. And it's like, at least there's an attempt. Like, there's some pretending of trying to be civil, like it's whitewashing history incorrectly to cope about the fact that we commit atrocities. Because most Americans don't feel comfortable being the bad guys, and they need the pretense of some type of justification. And be like, no, listen, I don't want people to die for no reason. Like, it's when it's necessary that we have to do it, you know? Even when you look at like the most evil Americans talking about like bombing Venezuelan fisher boats, they won't say, I don't give a fuck how many of those boats are fishermen. Kill all the fucking fishermen. Kill all of them. Kill everyone in Venezuela. No more fucking drugs in our country. I don't give a fuck if we have to do, like, most Americans won't go that far. Most Americans will say, I don't think that, no, they're the ones sending the drugs. Like, what are we supposed to do? Nothing? We're just supposed to do nothing. We're just going to let them, you know, send drugs to our country and do nothing. Like, if they stopped doing that, we would stop bombing them. We don't want to do that. Most Americans would say that. It is always baffling to me the number of Israelis that will publicly discuss genocide gleefully in this way with zero empathy. Like, they don't even care. Like, the Israelis don't even give a fuck if everyone in Gaza died. It would be a problem they wouldn't have to deal with anymore. They see children dying and they're like, I don't give a fuck. Terrorist babies. It's like, oh my fucking God. Also, from my experience, most Americans don't justify the bombing of boats at all, TBH Denims. What do you mean? Realistically, also, most Americans just don't even know what's happening in the country. And, like, you just tell them anything and they're like, yeah, USA, we're the best. Like, I would argue that's actually most Americans. Most Americans are pretty tapped out of politics and don't know what the fuck is happening. And when you talk to them, they're like, what? What are we doing? I don't know. They just don't, there's not like this like severe hatred of like everyone else. It's just like, I don't care, America #1. Let's get some fucking fireworks in here. What the hell is a Venezuela? I don't know what that is. This is like another level. Like I resent that Americans aren't as ignorant as you think. We were smart enough to vote for my Italian conservative mayor, Mamdani. Please shut up. Like, straight up, it's a little depressing to say, but I'll pull it up again. Like, I do think there are a lot of these Americans. I do think a lot of Americans are like this. Let's say, I'll read it again for anyone who missed it in the beginning of stream. In the week after the June 24 primary election for my mayor, I was determined to meet with voters in conservative neighborhoods where Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic Socialist, had performed surprisingly well. In a Howard Beach precinct where Mamdani won, I met a couple who, despite being conservative, voted for Mamdani because they bizarrely thought that he had run, quote, to the right of former Governor Andrew Cuomo, and also believed he was Italian-American, as his name ended in an I, and he was from Astoria. Mamdani. When I dug further into why they thought he was running to the right of Cuomo, they noted that it was because he discussed, quote, prices and cost of living, as Donald Trump had in 2024. They both voted for Trump. They had a hard time believing Mamdani was a socialist because they believed socialists, quote, support making everything more expensive. Like, a lot of Americans are this. Does that mean there are no Americans with hatred in their life? Of course not. There are literal Klansmen in our country, okay, dude? Obviously, there are racist pieces of shit in our country who have genuine hate. But the median American is much closer to this than they are to, like, genuine, deep-seated, deep-rooted hatred. It's surprisingly easy to fix the stupidity in Americans with good education and more life experiences. Like, do you guys remember that video of that guy who was like a super hardcore right-winger and then he went to Japan and he's like, wait a minute. Why the fuck am I against social healthcare? Like a socialized healthcare. This shit's great. Wait, why the fuck am I against trains? Cars suck. Like, Americans lack in experiences. They lack in experiences and they lack in education. Americans are first and foremost ignorant before they are anything else. Like, the median voter is first and foremost ignorant. Whereas the median Israeli, which is also shown in polls, because when they run polling and they ask Israelis, well, what do you think we should do about Gaza? Like, what if we removed everyone from Gaza? All of the Palestinians, we removed them from Gaza. What if we did that? AKA describing ethnic cleansing. 80+% say that would be the right direction for Gaza. Forcibly displacing all of the Palestinians in Gaza. Like, it's so insane to me how there are so many Israelis that are just like, oh, I don't care, actually. I don't care how many children die. I don't care how many mothers die. I just want to, whatever we need to do, we can kill all of them. Whatever we need to do, just get it done. It's like, most Israelis think Netanyahu isn't doing enough genocide. It's like, oh, okay. I didn't consider it from that perspective, I guess. There was a poll that had showed like 70% of Jewish Israelis agreed with the statement, there are no innocent people in Gaza.
This one, where she does tell the truth.
Like, I'm just baffled at this. And I'm sure, like, I think the US benefits from having a lot of diverse cities, because when you run into a lot of the conservatives, like if you go down to like Orange County and you run into the conservatives there, a lot of the conservatives in Orange County are dumb. They're dumb, again, before anything else. The number of conservatives I talk to that have been like, well, I wouldn't mind immigrants if they would just like stop committing so much crime and stealing our jobs. It's like, okay. Now, what if that wasn't happening? What if that wasn't happening? Then how would you feel? 80% of Palestinians supported Hamas after October 7th. See, if you actually knew what you were citing, you would also know that that specific statistic comes from a larger data set. And one of the questions and one of the parts of that data set that you are attempting to quote incorrectly because you're a racist piece of shit who has no empathy for other human beings is how many Palestinians supported October 7th or supported Hamas's actions on October 7th after seeing the footage. And when you actually look at that number, it declines to significantly below 20%. I think it was like 15%. Because they had no internet, you fucking moron. You idiot. They had no internet to see what the fuck was happening, you fucking moron. And when they were shown some of the atrocities and the fact that people were being killed, they weren't for it. Like, how about you try looking at the sources for the shit that you're trying to quote instead of looking like a fucking dumbass? Why didn't they have internet? Well, I don't know. Maybe because Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said he ordered a complete siege of the Gaza Strip. I have ordered a complete siege. There will be no electricity, no food, no fuel. Everything is closed. We are fighting human animals and will act accordingly. Maybe because the Defense Minister of Israel ordered no internet to the world's largest open-air prison. You fucking moron, you dunce. No, he was pranking when he said that. He didn't actually mean it. Hamas has turned off water lines to commit terrorist attacks. Isn't it sad that the second anyone shows you any facts, you immediately cope and just start saying some shit? Isn't that incredible? Did you not read the part where the defense minister said there will be no electricity, no fuel, no food? How that cope? It's also a fact. You literally don't even have a source. Like, I don't even know what to say. You're actually just like brain dead, I think. I think you might actually just be brain dead. Guys, don't ask him for a source, okay? He doesn't have one. Source, he made it the fuck up. It's so pathetic. It's an Asman chatter. I mean, obviously, because they are fighting terrorists who hide it among citizens. Oh, the school shooter is in the building? Let's bomb the building with all the children in it. The school shooter is hiding behind the children, so let's fucking nuke the school! That's what you think is a good strategy? Are you fucking stupid? You kill every civilian nearby to get the single person who's doing a crime? That sounds like a good strategy. Oh, there are terrorists in the United States. Let's nuke the entirety of the United States because there are terrorists in it. It's just like, the stupidity is out of control.
where she admits, you know, the crime of humanity of collective punishment, where you're destroying a food source that people rely on while also closing off the access to humanitarian aid. I'm fine with that, she says. They deserve it. And there's other moments of clarity, like she references the prominent Palestinian journalist Bisan Auda while denying the famine. To do this, Mia points at her weight.
You know what you reminded me that I forgot to say? We were talking about the obese Gazans, and I think the best example, he just said journalist, it reminded me, is Bisan, Wizard Bisan. She is a journalist in Gaza, of course, sponsored by Hamas, and she has been yapping about a famine since 2023. Now,
sponsored by Hamas. Source, I made it the fuck up.
You don't know about Bisan is that she just keeps getting fatter.
Bone-chilling stuff. It's like Mean Girls, if they made it during the Third Reich. Truly evil shit. If you go to Bisan's profile, you'll see videos like this.
Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza, and I am still alive. The only source of drinking water here in Gaza Strip is the aquifer, or the underground water, and this is basically because Israel is stealing the Palestinian rivers and valleys, preventing the Palestinians themselves from getting to their own water, besides destroying the seawater desalination plant that was supposed to provide hundreds of thousands of Palestinians with drinking water before 2023. Today we are reporting this. We're asking the Palestinians how they're dealing with this issue, and we're figuring how the Gazans are obtaining water after all.
والله كتير احنا تعبنا. سيدنا امبارح كلم واحد وحكى له امبارح بدنا نعبي مي، ما جاش تبع الذنب، بس عبينا مي مالحة وانا صغير اعبي مي.
لك 3 سنين يعني؟
عندي 3 سنين.
And if you're struggling to wonder how Mia can watch a video like that and her only takeaway being her weight becoming a talking point that she can use to justify exterminating Bisan's people, if you're wondering how Mia is able to do that, it's because she's Israeli. Because in Israel, stuff like this is normal. Mia's perspective of dehumanization, open bloodlust, it's shared by the vast majority of Jewish Israelis. Overwhelmingly, they support ethnic cleansing, starvation, collective punishment, genocide. So when she tells this truth in Israel, you know, she's just repeating the national myths. It's the stuff they say on state TV, which is another thing I showed in my video, clips from Channel 14 where the hosts are mocking a starving family. And I think Mia's reaction to this says a lot.
מתה מרעב, אסף, אולי נשים אותה? היא כבר מתה? אתם חייבים לראות את האימא. בואו נאמר ככה, כשרואים את האימא, אישה מורעבת, אתם חייבים לראות. בואו נראה, יש לנו את זה? תעלו את זה טיפה למעלה, יופי, תורידו. זו לא אישה מורעבת.
לא, זו אישה שאולי אכלה את כל האוכל של הילדה שלה, זה... לא יודע, לא יכול לחשוב... אישה שאכלה עז שלם. שאכלה את הילדה עצמה.
But there was a famine in Gaza.
There isn't.
Mia frequently refers to the fact that people are waking up to the lies of the pro-Palestine movement. And for this idea, she cites her growth on social media.
It's actually insane, you know, we just hit 100,000 and now it's at 145. And I think that is very telling on the world waking up. I genuinely do.
Now, every poll of public opinion shows the opposite of what she's saying here, that the world hates Israel more and more each day. And I show this data in my video, and Mia reacts to it and has just nothing to say.
Israel is currently having a bit of a PR crisis. Across the world, public opinion of the country is at its lowest point in history. What's driving this crisis?
Guys, the bot follows mean a lot, all right?
Well, one might argue that it's an inevitable consequence of killing tens of thousands of children, destroying the lives of 2 million people.
But I do think she's onto something in her analysis here. Mia's been blowing up lately. She's getting millions of views. But her most popular videos aren't about Israel. They're about Muslims.
Why is the halal section in Tesco so small?
Because fuck my fucking life, that's why.
Why do we get only this little section here?
Maybe because you're not in a Muslim supermarket. And his caption goes, especially in a Muslim majority town. The craziest thing to me about this is the sense of entitlement. They will go live in these countries that have cultures that completely contradict everything they are as human beings and the countries that they came from.
Contradict everything that they are as human beings? I'm gonna be real with you for one brief moment. First and foremost, if anyone here doesn't know, if you are not Muslim, you can eat halal food. They don't like butcher the animal in a specific way that kills you if you're not Muslim. If you guys were curious about that. Yeah, you can eat halal food. It's safe to eat if you are not Muslim. I promise. I wouldn't lie to you. Halal chicken is significantly better. I'm a chef by trade. I mean, listen, the halal food trucks, they go crazy, all right? I had to show them my Habibi pass to get the good lamb. I'm just saying the halal lamb has always been better than like every other type of lamb I've gotten. So just want you guys to know that really fast. Second, bro is wearing, you guys remember that guy that would like wake up at 4 a.m. and then he would rub a banana on his face and drink Saratoga water or whatever? He's repping the same exact, the nose strip thing. It's supposed to like help you breathe better or something at night. Aston Hall, is that his name? Yeah, that guy. If you're repping this, you've assimilated into the American culture. All right? I don't know what to say. This like, you're going to a country that means that is nothing at all like what your values are. Bro is repping the fucking, the breathe right strip. I don't know, man. That looks like assimilation to me.
And instead of assimilating to the culture, they will do shit like this. Again, it's the sense of entitlement that gets me, because you will never see an English person going to one of the 57 Muslim fucking countries, walking into the supermarket and asking, why is everything halal here? You guys need to fix it. He will get shot in the fucking head.
They're about how Muslims are evil and bad and can't assimilate, and the comments reflect this perspective. Obviously, Islamophobia is kind of inherent to Israel. How else are you going to get all the people out of there that you're trying to get to leave? But because defending Israel is so unpopular right now, what his defenders have been doing are latching onto...
You gotta love that the Israel defenders are so fucking stupid, by the way. Like, look at this guy. Look at how dumb these people are. I'm glad that people finally realize that these people are fucking stupid. Genocide is a special intent to destroy a people in part or in whole or in part. Gazans have increased in population since... Hey, dumbass. What does intent mean? Really quickly. Did you read the sentence you wrote? Did you read it? You wrote it. You fucking moron. Hello? Just no words, man. Oh my God, he's so dumb. Special intent, you idiot. Hey, have you tried reading? Have you tried reading? I know that that's really hard for someone who wants to defend Israel's genocide because you love murdering brown people. But yeah, you can actually just read it here. It's a legal term referring to the actual intent to perform some act along with a desire for the consequence that results from that act. Implies individual not only intended to perform the act, but also aim to achieve a particular outcome or consequence through that act. So that would be like, wanting to conduct a genocide, saying you want to conduct a genocide, and then bombing every single hospital, school, home, facility of any kind in the Gaza Strip. So yeah, you should try fucking reading. So stupid, dude. I can't.
Right-wing Islamophobic movements as an explicitly stated propaganda tactic from their own ministers of propaganda.
עם האגף השמרני האמריקאי והאירופי נגד האסלאם הקיצוני ונגד האחים המוסלמים. זה צריך להיות האסטרטגיה. כי כאן יש לנו בעצם בסיס משותף שהוא לא לבוא ולומר כמה חשוב להתייחס, להיות נגד האנטישמיות. האנטישמיות לא מעניינת, לא את האירופאי הממוצע ולא את האמריקאי הממוצע. האסלאם הקיצוני מאוד מעניין אותם. מאוד מאוד מעניין אותם. ולכן צריך לנצל את הדבר הזה.
Whether this will work or not, it remains to be seen, I guess. But for now, just keep an eye on it, because that's what they're going to be doing for the foreseeable future. Winning back the right-wing American populace through their mutual hatred of Muslims and Arabs kind of undercuts the whole, democracy in the Middle East thing they've been saying, but I'm sure they'll drop that line at some point. But yeah, okay, so I'm going to wrap the video here, because I feel like that's enough on this particular point. But there's more here that I'll be returning to at some point for more videos. Hopefully that was helpful in some way. If you thought so, leave a like and let me know what you thought. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
It's so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me that these people are real. It's just so crazy. By the way, the Gaza population has dropped. Gaza population falls by 6% since start of war. It's like every part of it is just wrong. Like, it's just so insane to me. It's so... You're using Al Jazeera. It literally doesn't matter what source I use, because you're going to think all of these are wrong. Look at this. Look at this guy. Special intent, you idiot. Special intent. Dole is specialist. Hey, again, just try reading. Dole is specialist or specific intent. They're used interchangeably. Special and specific intent are used interchangeably. Just keep going. Just keep going. Saying it in a different language doesn't make you right. It's just tough. Bro goes to the function and goes, Ipsum lorem. Am I right? Yeah, you're all wrong. It's called Latin. Fucking moron. Got here what I walk into. Oh, some guy who loves murdering brown children. So he's trying to defend it, the usual. Hey, you can't use the United Nations human rights. They're also Hamas is the problem. Israel has committed genocide in the Gaza Strip. UN Commission finds. This is Hamas. This is literally, everybody knows Hamas has control over the United Nations. And it's antiseptic to use the UN's reporting as factual, okay? You can't do that. Wait 1 second. Where's the... Sorry, I'm looking for something really fast. This was the other thing that I saw. I'm sure many of you guys have seen this already, but can you imagine thinking that the Israeli officials aren't trying to kill as many Gazans as possible? Meanwhile, Israeli minister says it may be moral to starve 2 million Gazans, but no one in the world would let us. We want to starve all 2 million of them, but people get so mad when you do that. They literally say it. The Israeli officials literally say it all of the time. They literally talk about it all the time, about how they want to raise Gaza. There's this one as well. Hold on. I can't find it. There was one particularly heinous quote. I think that there was one particularly heinous quote from Smotrich about, like, we won't be done until every single, like, Gazan, or like every single person in Palestine or in Gaza is killed or something like that. Smotrich is like an actual terrorist, by the way. Yeah. Israeli officials have admitted to a genocide multiple times to the public. Why do pro-Israel people act like they haven't? Cope. Because the brown people have to be the evil people. Like, look at this. Look at this. This guy does not understand how language works because he needs to defend his Nazi ideology as hard as he can. It specifically means intent and action. Have they done what he said? Again, the definition literally says the intention to destroy a particular nation, ethnic, racial, or religious group in part or in whole. Perpetrators must be shown to have had this intent. Unlike broader war crimes or general crimes against humanity, genocidal intent necessitates a deliberate aim to eliminate the targeted group rather than merely displace or harm its members. And he looks at every single official saying, we need to kill all of them. We need to starve all of them. And then says, well, how have they proven that they wanted to do that? The guy who said it would be moral to starve 2 million Gazans. And then proceeded to not allow any food to enter. You're looking at the definition of genocidal intent, not genocide. Yeah, they're showing genocidal intent, which is what the fuck you're talking about here. Hello? Dumbass? Hello? Like, the stupidity is off the... I can't. Smotrich clip. There must be a final political leg. As my predecessors have said, we'll remove the terrible idea of dividing the land and establish a state with terror at its heart, a state that would threaten the entire state of Israel. Security, peace of citizens from the table forever. In the light of Hamas's refusal to accept the American ultimatum, that's literally not what happened. Israel refused to follow the ceasefire. To dismantle and disarm, I call on the Prime Minister to give instructions to occupy Gaza, to occupy the central camps, establish a military government, complete Israeli control, establish settlements in the entire Gaza Strip. Oh, okay. Yeah, just normal stuff here. There was also the reference to Amalek by Netanyahu at one point, but guaranteed that Catter is a Hutch subscriber. I'm calling it. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. Christ almighty, dude. like, look at how stupid these people are. It was proven to be from a different chapter in the Bible. LOL. Bitch, why are you LOLing? I know your ass is not laughing. Your ass is depressed. You have no friends, no loved one. Your family hates you. They despise when you come up from the basement because they have to look at your ugly ass mug and they have to deal with your annoying ass. Why are you LOLing? There's nothing to laugh about. There's no joy in your life. Please be fucking for. And worst thing about you, you lose all your fucking rank games, bitch. You're the fucking chud in everyone's life that has to deal with you. What you LOLing about, big dog? You are not LOLing about anything, please. Please be fucking for real. Oh, God. Anyway, sorry, I don't allow freak Nazi genocidal freaks in my chat, so it was fun playing with you. But try empathy as an idea. Try empathy as an idea. Okay. Next, there was one other thing. On the topic of unlikable sacks of shit, Eric Swalwell's home was raided in federal sexual assault probe. Things can indeed get worse for the former Democratic congressman. Fuck bozo. Former Representative Eric Swalwell's electronic devices were seized this week in a dual operations at a California airport and his home in Washington, D.C. The Democrat who resigned from Congress in April amid allegations of sexual misconduct and assault by multiple women is being investigated on grounds of sexual assault. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. If only we could have the same thing happen to Max Miller, that sack of shit. Oh my god, dude. This is probably on the same level of this. These are both big news stories that bring me joy, so I wanted to share both with you. I like this video and the one of the cat at the fucking movie theater that just keeps getting hit by the chair going up. Who did that? Play it again. It's so bad. The laughing makes me feel so bad. The guy laughing makes me feel bad. This video, I love this video, dude. He looks so stressed. Look at, oh, sorry, I made the video huge. He's like, please let me out, please. Congrats on your win. Oh, thanks. Oh my god. Help him. Get me the fuck out of here. Oh god. Oh my god. I do enjoy that fellow cat owners enjoy these videos because it's like, I feel like this is really sad when it's happening to a dog, but I feel like I watch cats. If you have cats, you watch them do stupid things every single day. And it's like, how did this happen to you? Like, how did you even One time, my cat was meowing because he jumped behind the washing machine. And I was like, and he's got like a tiny little meow where he's like, ow, 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 ow. I'm like, damn, he's being really annoying right now. What is the noise here? I walk over. He's going hard. Ow, ow. How did you get yourself in the position where you got trapped behind the washing machine? What did you... Why? How did this happen to you? And one time he fell behind the fridge too. It's like, what did you think was gonna happen? I have to move this whole ass fucking fridge now. You fucking cat. Oh my god. Victim blaming. Oh my god. So when I see a cat video like this, it's like, I know this was all this own cat's doing. It wanted to do this. Why was your fridge there? It's true. But anywho. Oh my god. Just cats being cats. And the cool thing is, I've been lucky that at least maybe it's because I don't have any orange cats. Once the cat makes the mistake once, it never makes it again. So there have been no other washing machine incidents where they jump behind the washing machine, and there have never been any other fridge incidents. It happened once. And then after that, he was like, behind the fridge isn't fun. I don't want to be behind the fridge anymore. All right, enough. Okay, everybody. I think that will be it for today's stream. Thank you all for tuning in to the stream. I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. Sorry I got a little bit serious with you know, all of the coverage of everything that is happening in Gaza, but it's important to cover. So try to make it lighthearted when I can. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time as well. Have a great rest of your day. Stay hydrated. Tell your homies you love them. And I will see all of you guys in the next one, everybody. Bye.